We in the studio. We in the studio. With Rob in the studio. In the studio. In the studio. Catch a vibe in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. With Rob in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. Yeah, I'm in the studio with Rob. I need to make the heat flicker. Izzle on it, only thing can make a Rico beat sicker. So listen and get your wisdom. Gemstones on your head. Tub with the OG like Flintstones, good in bed. Been living a long time and he got something to say. Depending on how you feeling, dog, you might got something to pray. This type of influence that you ain't gotta filter through your liver. We in the studio with Rob. Come let the heat rock simmer.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of In the Studio with Rob. I am Rob, and I am here once again with my man Izzle. What's up, young fella?
Good day, everyone.
All right, we're gonna try that again because that didn't quite come out right.
No, that wasn't. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's
try it again. What's up, Izzle?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that feels like home.
How's it going, young fella?
Feeling good, feeling great, sir. How are you?
All right, I'm good. I'm doing well.
Glad to hear it.
Hey, and one of the reasons I'm doing well and I think things are going well is because of the topic we're going to talk about a little bit.
And what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about when is enough?
When?
We're going to talk about that. We're going to try to figure that out. And we're going to talk about it in the context of relationships, not necessarily marriage, but in normal relationships, just everyday relationships. Could be boyfriend, girlfriend, but just relationships. And the reason why I say I feel good about life because of that is because one of the things I've learned is that enough is enough doesn't really apply to me. I'm going to explain that a little bit more. It doesn't really apply to me. I've had enough of you in my world, with people.
In life?
In life, with people. Things, yes. People, no. And I'll explain that. So, I think what I've learned is that when people come into my life, things, they come in there for periods of time. For some been there for a long time and years, but for the most part, there's a timeline, or there's a certain period of time that they're in my life, and I don't have to get tired of them, or I haven't gotten tired of people where I had to kick people out of my life. What I found was eventually I grow beyond them, or they grow beyond me in some cases, and then we just fall apart or fall away from each other. But what I've learned and what I'm learning is that I don't have to have the enough. I've had enough of them because they, let's say, you got people in your life that have been causing you issues. Y'all get into it all the time. They always talking about you. They always bring you down, whatever the case may be. For me, what I've learned is that's a time for me to learn and grow. I believe God uses people to help us grow and to show us who we are so that we can grow. So when I get those, I get those people that are difficult to deal with, I have to look at me and say, okay, why are they difficult? Why are they able to affect me in this way? And when I start looking at things as to why they affect me that way, then it's usually something about me that I can correct or change that will take away the so-called power that they had to affect me. People will say, well, I don't even care about him. He ain't nothing. You don't mean nothing to me. Then why he pissing you off? People that don't mean anything to you should never get to you. Should never be able to push your button. The reason why people are able to push your button is either one, maybe you're a little too sensitive in areas that you shouldn't be, or maybe They mean more to you than you want to acknowledge. So you've given them power that you shouldn't have given them. I don't want to just cut people out my life because and not learn from whatever lesson I needed to learn from, because eventually you're going to get that same type of person again because you've never learned how to deal with it in the first place. I want to learn from you, learn what I need to learn from this relationship so that I don't have to say, I'm done. I had enough of you. Enough. I'm done. No, I need to figure out how I can grow. And I'm all about growth right now. If you've noticed in our conversations over the last few months, it's about growth, man. This ain't about, me always liking something or liking the way I feel or they made me feel or whatever. No, I'm not. And I want you to misunderstand me and think I'm saying that you shouldn't feel what you feel. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that when you feel it, how do you handle what you're feeling? I'm not running from nobody. I'm not running from the way you made me feel. We're going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. And I'm going to grow beyond that so you don't make me feel bad no more. I don't have to feel bad because you walk into the room and all of a sudden you got people that all of a sudden they become sad because somebody walked into the room. All of a sudden, you was out dancing, having a good time, and old boy or old girl walked into the room and you go sit in the corner and all I want to do is just sit and drink now. I am too depressed. No. Come on, man. You're giving people too much power over you. Enough is enough. And again, we're not talking about people that beat on you, right? Let me get that straight. I ain't talking about that. Because they got different issues. I'm not talking about people that beat on you. I'm just talking about the way we run from relationships because they are uncomfortable or we don't like something that happened. Don't end it just because it's hard. You can't end the relationship just because it's hard. You don't, or you shouldn't. It's like you don't quit a job. Or at least you shouldn't quit a job just because it's hard. Or somebody at the job don't like you. You figure out how to work in that environment because they're going to pay you. And if they're paying you enough, you're going to take a whole lot more. But you figure out how to work in that environment. Meaning, I had this guy, he was when I was in DC working, and this guy was a deputy undersecretary. So he high up in the food chain. And I was detailed to work with him when he first got to the office, but he was a nasty little dude. About 5'5", little dude, just nasty though. Nasty attitude with everybody, not me, just with everybody. And so when he got there, so I'm detailed to him and I'm trying to help teach him some things that he didn't know about the organization. Now, I'm detailed to you, but I still got what I normally do for my office as well. So I had a situation where I had to do a briefing for, the military and do some things that didn't affect him. He wasn't included in that. However, he found out about it because it was high up people, with some rank, and he was all about the show. So when he found out, he came out to me and he was like yelling, just acting crazy, just saying, like, you don't do this and I'm this, going over the top. So I sat there and again, I understand what his position is and I ain't trying to lose my job. But so I sat there and I let him finish and he went into his office and closed the door. He slammed the door actually. And I got up out of my office. I went into, opened it, I knocked 2 times, opened the door. I ain't even wait for him to say, come in. Knocked 2 times, and I closed the door behind me. When he turned around, his eyes was bigger than his whole body. And I said, listen, man, I don't know where you used to working or who you used to working with, but don't talk to me the way you just talked to me ever again. I told him, I said, I don't disrespect people at work. I don't expect to be disrespected at work. And I said, if I chose to disrespect you, it wouldn't be with my words. So if that's the relationship you want, I'm cool with that. You should saw he turned so red. I thought he was going to pass out. And he started stuttering. And he was like, no, I don't want that. No, that's not what. I said, okay, cool. I said, not a problem. I said, so as long as you respect me, I'll respect you. We have no problem.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, left out his office. After my detail was up, I went back to my office. A few years later, he became the person that I had to answer to for this program I was working with. Now I work for this guy. We had meetings, and he was still a little nasty dude. But we had meetings, and he would go around the table, everybody sitting at the table, and he asked questions, and everybody give him a brief. He would chew people up, spit them out. Just nasty. He got to me, asked a question, I answered a question, give him a brief. He said, okay, thank you, and move on. Everybody be like, how come he's so nice to you? He don't treat everybody else like that. I said,
Sanders boys don't play, I mean.
and the only thing, and it was funny because one of the young ladies that was there, she was his executive assistant, and she was taught that's because he scared him. I said, I didn't scare that man. I told him the truth. But I didn't run from a situation. I didn't quit my job. I didn't say enough is enough. I didn't have to. I needed to learn to address situations. And I've learned that through the years. He wasn't the first person I had to address. He wasn't the last. But I had to learn that I'm not running from confrontation or conversation or my job because people don't like me or they don't treat me the way I think I should be treated. There is no enough. Enough is when, look, there is no enough for me. Because this relationship taught me something. It also taught me that once you express yourself to people, that sometimes they are better at communicating with you in the future. But because you let them get away with things, they continue to treat you bad. So I had to learn those things, but I've learned those things over the years, and I want you to not just run away and just say, oh, I've had enough. I can't take her no more. I can't take him no more. What is it that you need to learn to do better? Do you need to be able to have strong conversation? Or maybe your ego is so high that you think nobody should ever tell you you're wrong. So maybe you need to check your ego. Maybe your work is not that good. So you need to be told that you need to do a better job. There are things in life that sometimes it's not always the other person. They just revealing to us our shortcomings. So don't just run and say enough is enough. I'm done. I can't take it no more. We gotta stop being so quick to run from uncomfortable situations. You're not gonna grow. You're not gonna grow. You're not gonna grow as a person. So that means every time you run and don't learn to deal or handle situation, you're going to have that situation again later. 5 years later, you're going through something similar. 10 years later, you're going through something similar. Because you never learn to deal with this difficult situation. And then you have people always saying, oh, you got to protect your peace. I agree with that. But protecting your peace does not mean running. I ain't at peace because I'm running from nobody. I'm at peace when I deal with the situation.
Yeah, you gotta fight.
Hey, sometimes you gotta fight.
All the time. I agree with you.
But you gotta learn. You can't just cut up everybody out your life. Anytime somebody says or does something that's uncomfortable for you or makes you feel a certain way that you don't like, you just cut them off. I'm done. I'm finished with them. I don't need them in my life. Maybe you do. Maybe that's the person that God is going to use to help you grow to a better person or grow closer to Him. Because one thing I've learned, when you get people in your life that rub you the wrong way and do certain things or treat you bad, All of a sudden, people prayed a lot more. So God's like, yo, this is the only way I can get you to pray. When your money low, or your kids acting up, your girlfriend, your boyfriend ain't treating you right, your wife ain't. All of a sudden, you're like, Lord, help me, please, Lord. But the problem is, we pray for the wrong thing. We pray for God to fix them, as opposed to God, show me what I need to do better. But you gotta learn to grow. It's about growth, people. Life is growing. Every day we need to be growing, getting better, getting stronger, not running. And again, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you're going to like it. It may be uncomfortable. That's fine. Be uncomfortable for a little while. As long as you grow from it and you see all of a sudden those type of people don't bother you the same way no more. They don't affect you. You'll see the changes come in you so that people don't have that power. I'm not giving nobody enough power over me to make me do things that's out of character for who I am. Now, you need to know what your character is. Maybe this is who you are to run. Maybe you're a runner.
Maybe you're a sucker.
Maybe you are. That's you. Every time something happens, I'm bouncing. I'm out. I can't handle this. She don't treat me right. I'm gone. I'm gonna go find me somebody else. Who you gonna find? The next girl gonna treat you the same way because you are still the same common denominator.
Sucker.
So stop running. Deal with the situation. Figure out what the problem is and address the problem. Once you grow, people don't bother you the same. My children are who they are. They like you have parents that do it, but like with my kids, they got, especially when they were young, they got certain things they would do that would rub me this. I couldn't run from them. I couldn't not deal with the situations. But you got some parents that don't. They just like they gotta figure it out. No, it's my job to help you figure it out.
Like what? What rubbed you the wrong way? Who specifically?
You, but we want
me.
Yeah,
Perfection.
Yeah,
I understand. Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah,
I get it. Well, not personally, but I can see from your perspective. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So I couldn't run from it, but you help them grow. You grow by dealing with situations in your relationships. Every relationship, I guarantee you, it's almost like when people get into a relationship in the first year, maybe even 2 years, it depends on how long that relationship lasts. It's like when things stop being that lovey-dovey. Every time I look at her, I have queasy feeling in my stomach, and I can't wait to talk to her on the phone. And when you get past that stage and you start dealing with the real person, as soon as when they start doing stuff, it's like, yo, nah, this ain't the one for me. I gotta, I'm out. You know how many good women or good men you probably gave up on or gave to the next person because you couldn't handle the realness of a relationship, and then you the one sitting there talking about it's no good women or no good men out here. No, that's because you gave them away. You had a good man. He didn't do certain things that you like, but doesn't mean he wasn't a good man, and he wouldn't have been better for you. Y'all would have grown together, but you gave him away. You like, I don't want him no more. I'm going to find something else. So now he married and doing right by this other woman. Or same thing for her. She done got married, got kids, and they living a beautiful life. And you sitting over here still running through the same nonsense with different women. And you're like, yo, it's no good women. No, you're giving them away, bro, because you don't want to deal. You too quick to give up. And that's really all enough is to me. It's just giving up. That's all it is. And I know some of y'all going to be like, nah, you got to be able to protect yourself. You can let nobody. Y'all gave up. I don't care. So this might be one of those episodes where y'all listen and be like, yeah, he ain't right. He don't know what he talking about. You gave up. I'm going to say it again. You gave up. You quit. You a quitter. It is what it is. Own it. So I'm trying to tell you to stop quitting. Stop giving up so easy. Learn from the relationships that you are in. Learn to make them better. Learn to make you better in that. Even, again, it may have just been a friend. Maybe it wasn't a romantic relationship, but it was a friend. All of a sudden, y'all was friends for 10, 15 years. They do one thing and you walked away. Now you on the court show suing people. Come on, man. You have to learn to fix or deal with the issues and fix yourself so that you can deal with the issues.
Hey Rob, I was thinking about letting this go, but
don't let it go. Go ahead.
This second straight podisode where you've referenced court shows, and I fear that you let retirement get to you.
Yeah, well, see, we got a little thing, when we eat dinner, we kind of, eat dinner and then watch a couple of episodes.
Hey, we don't need your 3 o'clock routine, okay?
No, actually, it's 4 o'clock, whatever. So,
and then probably bed at 4:45. We get it.
So we, so that's just. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, so with that, like I said, I just want you to stop quitting on your relationships. Stop giving up on people because you don't want to struggle or you don't want to be uncomfortable. You're always going to be uncomfortable in something. You got people that's been married for 50 years. You think they never been uncomfortable in that relationship? No, they're uncomfortable all the time. They just deal with it. They figure out ways to make it better. We deal with this situation, we move on to the next. See, and you got, I see these people on Instagram and different places talking, women that ain't got no men, or ain't in no relationship. And they always be like, these people ain't, don't really be happy or this and that. You don't know if nobody happy. Just because you can't be happy, because you think this man is supposed to do all these things for you and you can't find one that will do that, maybe you need to figure out what you need to do and stop worrying about what he need to do. But, like I said, enough is enough.
I think I would be miserable trying to find ways to not be uncomfortable all the time.
Right.
In life.
How can you exist in this world and not be uncomfortable? Everywhere you won't sit in traffic. You comfortable in traffic? I'm not. You gonna go to work and your boss gonna tell you you got a deadline to turn in a document or turn in something. That alone makes you uncomfortable. But then the information they gave you wasn't even clear to what you have to do. But you're gonna be uncomfortable. But what do? How do you handle that? Are you one of those people that sit back and just be like, I don't know what to do. They make me mad. I'm gonna just quit. Or do you go back to your boss and say, yo, can I get some more information on what you need? It's that simple. I got people that used to work for me all the time will be like, I don't know what he wanted. They wait 2 or 3 days and then it's coming up on the end. They be like, well, I ain't sure what you wanted. Well, why you didn't tell me that when I told you the first time? Well, nothing I'm saying to you can't ask a question on. But because they didn't want to have an uncomfortable conversation, or what they perceived would have been an uncomfortable conversation, they just like, okay, and moved on, and then they end up doing something backwards.
Okay, but let's put that specifically on marriage.
Okay.
Right? Let's say on the 50-year marriage.
Okay.
People. All right, let's put you in there.
I ain't been married 50 years.
I know, I got you. So let's say in this year of marriage.
Okay.
Are you more comfortable more often or more uncomfortable more often than you were 20 years ago?
I'm more comfortable more often, without a doubt. But it's funny because, and that's the beauty of going through some stuff and being with people and growing, is that when you first get married, in the first 2-3 years, the first 2 years, we in love and we just having sex all over the place.
That's crazy.
Then as the relationship goes and you're dealing with life, it becomes more difficult because now we got kids, we got bills and all this stuff that's going on. So now we are not comfortable. But what happens is, as you deal with that uncomfort in those early age, it helps you to deal with how we handle being uncomfortable later. So now the things that would have bothered me 20 years ago don't even faze me now, because I'm like, I already know we're going to get through it. So that's kind of in the back of my mind, is like, no matter what's going on, we're going to get through it. So it's just a matter of finding out how you get through it. So it takes it. So there is no pressure. But early on, you thinking, I ain't gonna take this. I'm tired of her. I'm tired of him. So you looking to leave, or you looking for an out. Now it's like, I ain't looking for no out. I just know we gonna get through it, because we've gotten through so much more. There is no enough is enough.
So that's a more peaceful existence, though, than you were describing than the 50-year married people that are uncomfortable all the time. Because I feel like you've been married for 50 years, y'all shouldn't be uncomfortable all the time.
Well, I'm thinking, when I said, maybe I misspoke. I don't mean 50 years and you uncomfortable all the time, but you still gonna have uncomfortable.
Oh, okay, all right.
So no matter how long you are married, you're gonna go through some periods where you ain't comfortable, or when things aren't right, and you got to know that we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna work to get through it. But the problem is, people give up so quickly, or they give up because it's hard. Oh, this is so hard. I'm trying to talk to them and they don't understand me. I'm so tired of trying to explain myself. Come on, man. If the person you're talking to don't understand you, then you need to change how you communicate with them. Find out how they communicate. It's not the end of the world. You got to be versatile enough to flip. How I talk to you may not be how I talk to the other person. Because again, I would talk to my sons one way and my daughters another way. I would talk to each one of my sons in a different way, because I knew how they needed to hear or understand what I was saying.
You can keep it secrets.
So you have to adjust your conversation for the person you're talking to. I can tell you all the same thing. I'm just going to tell you a different way so that you can get it. If I told these two people the same thing and they totally different people, one would understand, the other one wouldn't. And I said the same thing to both of them. But if I'm going to be a good communicator, I need to make sure, not that I said the same thing, but I communicated the same information. So I need to make sure I gave it to you the way you needed to get it. So it's not going to always be comfortable for me. It may not be always easy for me, but it helped me, because now it helped me to learn and to grow in my communication skills. So I can talk to the rich billionaire, or I could talk to the brother in the hood that's selling crack. I can talk to either one. It don't matter to me. I'm not going to walk away from a relationship just because things are hard, just because things are uncomfortable. You shouldn't either. Enough is enough. When is it enough? You got to make that decision ultimately. I ain't telling you. I'm just saying, for me, when it comes to relationships, I don't have that I'm enough. People going to treat me bad. They have treated me bad. They took advantage of certain situations. If they came and wanted to talk today, we cool. I'm talking to you and have a good time with you. Because I've grown and I know how to deal with you however you are. I'm not looking for you to change and be better. I need to change and be better. And then I can handle however you are. That's all. So again, when is enough enough? Hey, that's for me. But for you, you figure that out. But I would say, if you're not growing from your so-called bad relationships, that's a you problem.
Now, if you asking me, enough is enough. You start getting on my nerves like day 3. Day 3, I'm out. And I'm speaking for like teachers. Mm-hmm. doctors, parents.
Right.
Well, I give you a little more days if you're my parent. Well, depending on my age. If I'm under 18, you my parent, I give you a few more days.
Oh, appreciate
I need you to for like food and stuff.
You know, but when you was under 18, we wish you would have just gave up on us, left after, in 3 days.
You know, I picked up on that.
Yeah.
At one point, I picked up on that. I felt like that. I was like, no, I'm gonna stay strong. I'm gonna stay on it.
Yeah, it would have been better if you'd have left. But
the people have a question though.
What's up, people?
The people want to know if you think the only exception to your enough is enough, nevermore is abuse.
Yeah, again, I think abuse is a whole nother thing. So, to me, I'm not even saying that you can't come back from it, but I think you have to get to get safe first.
Right.
So but that person that abused you, if they go away and get counseling and you need to get some too if you were abused, but get some treatment and counseling and help them to change and grow, and you grown and changed and not, and later in life, there may be a time where you can talk to that person and be civil. I know people, I've lived it, with my family where abuse happened and they were still cool. Later in life, so then that would have been it wasn't a never. It could have been a never.
Well, I mean that's subjective. We can take the abuse part out of it, but I'm saying like you don't think there are other exceptions that you think that you wouldn't consider giving up.
I think it's again time apart may be needed at certain times, but I'm not giving up on you. I'm not walking away like. I want nothing to do with you anymore. I'm for me, no, that's not an issue.
That's what I'm asking.
For everybody else, you figure that out. But I just think that there may be time, like let's say somebody just snapping and tripping on me, then you need to go over there before you get hurt. So we need to give you some space for and you grow and we grow and but if you come back or we run into each other again, I'm cool with welcoming you back. But when you come back, we're going to have a conversation to make sure that the relationship can be healthy. But I'm not just running from it or kicking you to the curb because you did something that was uncomfortable for me. Mm-hmm. Or even something I just hated. I could, it could be whatever it is. I don't know.
Just not going to give up on them.
Yeah, I just think that we give up on people too quickly. And there's so much more to people than their worst action.
That's big.
It's like, yo, come on, man. They did a terrible thing, they whatever it was, but they better than that. But we just got to figure out how to get through it and how to get to the better.
And you can't do that if you give up on them.
You can't. You might missing out. If let's say right now, and me and you got into it, and I'm like, yo, I'm done with you. And then later, you grow and could become even better than the greatness that you are now.
I don't see how that's
and later, and so, but I miss out on that greatness in you because I gave up because you did something that was hurtful. Now, there's so much more to you than wherever you are right now. 25-year-old people will be totally different in 10 years. And if you gave up on that relationship because they weren't quite right, you don't know what they could be in 10 years. You got to look to help them grow, but more importantly, look to make sure you're growing as well.
Yeah, that's major. That's major. Listeners, this is Izzo. IZZ capital L3, the 3's and E. I will give up on you. Almost immediately. It will feel immediate the way I will give up. It'll probably feel small to you. I don't care that much about almost any relationship to let you like bug me that much.
Yeah, so see, that's why we ain't talking to him. That's why you're talking to me and not him. So anyway, we're gonna move beyond that because in reality, but we also know that ain't true. But
all right, I'm not gonna give up on you. Well, I don't know. Depending on the listener, I might give up on you. That I won't give up on you, Rob. I will never.
But depending on the listener,
I will give up on you. Yeah, most likely. If you got a question, then I'm gonna probably give up on you. See, he laughing because he knew I wasn't talking to him, but I might give up on you. So if you gotta like half give up, it was like a smile, but I'm not sure. You gotta like look around. It might be you. I'll give up on you. I'll give up on you.
All right,
So, like,
hey, but listen,
chance.
if he gives up on you, I still got you.
He got you, but you better comment. Make sure he can find you.
So we gonna move on now. And like I said, enough is enough. When
you're not walking on eggshells around Izzo, because I'm giving up.
Yeah.
But Rob not. So
for the rest of us, and for you, don't give up so easy, people. Work on that. I mean, really focus. Because again, there's something you're going to learn in every relationship. Learn what you need to learn. Learn what you need to learn. Grow from where you are to deal with difficult situations, difficult people. And then you'll see a benefit to your life. And that's all we really want, for your life to be better. And sometimes it takes difficult people to help you get to a better state in your life. So.
Yeah, in all seriousness, it is a really, really positive thing to be a more patient person, and too many times people just they don't have a necessary conversation or a lot of things that can clear up hurt or misunderstandings or anything like that.
Have a tough conversation. Don't be afraid. And if you don't know how to have them, talk to somebody. Or when you comment on this, you can ask us. We'll tell you how to have it.
Jack.
So anyway,
and if all else fails, give up. Walk away, because who cares?
So with all that said, we're gonna bounce now. We appreciate you guys, and there is something we need you guys to do for us.
Please, at your earliest convenience, tell a friend to 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 like and subscribe.
That's what we need you to do. Like and subscribe, and give us some comments.
Oh yeah, comment. We'll talk back. Yeah, say comment.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll still comment. If it's stupid, I'm gonna say it's stupid, but I'm gonna comment back.
No, they say there are no stupid questions. Yes, they are.
No, we got stupid questions. I'm like, yo, this was a stupid question.
If they're stupid, we're gonna respond.
Yeah, like that. It's like, yo, this was dumb, but. And then answer it.
Yeah, we like stupid. Stupid is fun sometimes.
Big
it's
facts.
cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to have some good time. So, again.
Especially if it's stupid. If it's stupid, honestly, it might break the monotony.
Yeah.
Like maybe somebody be all super serious and they have like life problems and we trying to help. I don't know how I would help because my life doesn't have any problems. But sure, we would try. But your stupid question, like, oh snap, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
This guy's an idiot. And we laugh, and then we answer, and they continue.
Yeah, and it'd be cool.
Yeah.
So hit us back. We cool with that.
Pretty much.
So we out now, and we appreciate you guys. So we will holler at you soon. All right.
This will mark the last episode before we take a little break too.
We will take a little break. We're gonna be off, so you probably won't see anything for about a month or so.
About a month.
So we'll come back and we'll have some new topics and talk about some things. So this is also your opportunity to hit us up and let us know some things that you want us to talk about.
A little bit of revamping behind the scenes going on. Hope to come with some fresh little material when we get back.
We'll see. Yeah. Hey, look, you might even see some people you never saw before.
Or not.
So,
or not. I mean, who knows? We don't know either. So we'll see what happens. So we appreciate you.
Yeah.
As always, you are in the studio with Rob. Remember, he is Rob. I just look like him.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Studio. We in the studio. We in the studio. We Rob in the studio. In the studio. In the studio. Catch a vibe in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. We Rob in the studio. In the studio. We in the studio. Catch a vibe. Yeah, I'm in the studio with Rob. I need to make the heat flicker. Izzle on it, only thing can make a Rico beat sicker. So listen and get your wisdom gemstones on your head. Tub with the OG like Flintstones, good in bed. Been living a long time and he got something to say. Depending on how you feeling, dog, you might got something to pray. This type of influence that you ain't gotta filter through your liver. We in the studio with Rob, come let the heat rock simmer.